Hold on to your hats, folks, because President Trump has just thrown another tariff grenade into the global economy. This time, the target is our friendly neighbor to the north, Canada. The implications of this move are vast and complex, affecting not just the industries directly involved, but also the broader economic landscape. On February 10, 2025, he slapped a hefty 25% tax on all steel and aluminum imports coming from Canada. This decision has sent ripples through the supply chains, impacting manufacturers, workers, and consumers alike. The cost of goods is expected to rise, and businesses are scrambling to adapt to the new economic reality. This isn't the first time Trump has played this card. Remember the trade war a few years back? That conflict saw tariffs flying left and right, disrupting markets and straining international relations. Many hoped those days were behind us, but it seems history is repeating itself. Well, it seems like round two has just begun. The stakes are high, and both sides are gearing up for what could be a prolonged economic battle. The question on everyone's mind is, who will come out on top this time? This move has sent shockwaves through both the US and Canadian economies, leaving many wondering about the long-term consequences. Financial markets are reacting with volatility, and businesses are facing uncertainty. The ripple effects could be felt for years to come. Is this a shrewd business tactic or a recipe for disaster? Let's break it down. Analysts are divided, with some praising the move as a bold strategy to protect domestic industries, while others warn of the potential for economic fallout and strained diplomatic relations. Only time will tell how this latest chapter in the tariff saga will unfold. The immediate impact of this tariff is going to hit American industries that rely on Canadian steel and aluminum. Think construction, manufacturing, you name it. They're now staring down the barrel of significantly higher costs. And guess who ultimately ends up footing the bill? You got it, the American consumer. Prices for everything from cars to cans of soup could start creeping up. This tariff has the potential to fuel inflation, and nobody wants to see their hard-earned dollars evaporate faster than a puddle in Death Valley. Now let's head north to Canada, shall we? Canada is the largest supplier of steel and aluminum to the US. This tariff is a major blow to their economy, particularly in Ontario, where steel production is a big deal. We're talking potential job losses, factory closures, the whole 9 yards. The Canadian government isn't taking this lying down. They've already announced retaliatory tariffs on a range of US goods. It's a classic case of economic tit for tat, but it's hard to see how anyone comes out on top in this scenario. Global trade winds shift, retaliation and uncertainty. The ripple effects of this trade spat don't stop at the US-Canada border. The economic tension is palpable and the stakes are high. Businesses on both sides of the border are bracing for impact, with many already feeling the pinch. Oh no, this thing has the potential to snowball into a full-blown global trade war. The interconnected nature of today's global economy means that a conflict between two major players can have far-reaching consequences, affecting markets and economies worldwide. China, never one to miss an opportunity, has already retaliated with tariffs of their own on US goods. This tit-for-tat strategy is escalating tensions and creating a climate of uncertainty that is unsettling for global trade. The European Union is watching closely, weighing its options and preparing for potential fallout. European leaders are in constant discussions, trying to navigate these choppy waters without causing further disruption to their own economies. And even our friends down under in Australia are feeling the heat. The Australian economy, heavily reliant on trade, is particularly vulnerable to these shifts. Businesses there are scrambling to adapt to the new reality. This uncertainty is bad news for businesses trying to navigate this volatile economic landscape. Companies are finding it increasingly difficult to make long-term plans, and the stock markets are reflecting this anxiety with increased volatility. Companies are scrambling to find alternative sources for their materials, trying to mitigate the risks associated with the tariffs. This often means looking for new suppliers in different countries, which is no small feat, which adds another layer of complexity and cost to the equation. The increased expenses and logistical challenges are squeezing profit margins and making it harder for businesses to stay competitive in an already tough market. The tariff tussle, a call to action. We delve into the escalating trade tensions between the United States and Canada, two nations that have long enjoyed a friendly and cooperative relationship. But now, the stakes are higher than ever. So, there you have it, folks. The situation is more complex than it appears on the surface. It's not just a simple disagreement over trade policies, It's a multifaceted issue that affects millions of lives. The US and Canada, two countries with a historically chummy relationship, are now locked in a trade war that could have far-reaching consequences for both economies and the global market as a whole. The tariffs imposed by both sides are not just numbers on a spreadsheet, they represent real-world impacts on businesses, workers, and consumers. This isn't just about steel and aluminum, it's about the livelihoods of countless individuals who depend on these industries. From factory workers to small business owners, the ripple effects are profound. It's about the complex web of global trade that connects us all. When one link in the chain is disrupted, the entire system feels the strain. The global supply chain is a delicate balance, and protectionist policies can tip the scales in unforeseen ways. And the potential fallout when protectionist policies rear their ugly heads can be devastating. Protests, economic downturns, and strained international relations are just a few of the possible outcomes. Don't just sit there scratching your heads. Let's get a conversation going. Engage with your community, talk to your representatives, and make your voice heard. This is an issue that affects us all, and it's up to us to find a solution. Share this, comment below, and let your voice be heard. Your opinion matters, and together, we can make a difference. Let's turn this call to action into meaningful change.